It is time to have a conversation with Father Matt Frisbee, Sports Roundup. Good morning, Father Matt. Everybody's talking about the big old trade. Good morning.
Hey, Father.
Good morning, Dave and Ron, and all of our listeners. The weather is anything but boring, by the way. I bottle this up and keep it all year. But you're right, in the world of sports, anything but boring. Big news. Really across the NFL, but of course then also very much locally here. The big news being that the Browns have traded Miles Garrett, the two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, the record holder for number of sacks in a single season, future Hall of Famer, traded him to the Rams for another edge rusher, Jared Verse, but then also a first-round pick this upcoming year, a second-round pick the following year, and a third-round pick the year after that. So,
wow.
Lots of ways to look at this trade. Firstly, for the Rams, that was a team that was very, very, very close to going to the Super Bowl last year.
Right.
And, now looking like they're doing everything they can to go back to the Super Bowl again this year, which will be played at SoFi Stadium, their home stadium there in the Los Angeles area. So you've got that now. For the Browns, this is because who cares about the Rams? They're in Los Angeles.
Right.
For the Browns. What's this all about? Well, there are a lot of ways to look at it. I mean, certainly we can remember Miles Garrett after not this past season, but the season before around the Super Bowl was demanding a trade. Right. Browns made him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league at that time. His contract was restructured just a few months ago, so you could kind of see the writing on the wall a little bit about this. But then there's also just looking at they may want to tank this season.
Right.
The Dolphins are, the Jets are, the Cardinals are. They're all trying to get that number one spot in the draft next year, which is supposed to be a pretty quarterback-rich draft. Arch Manning, people talk about, even though he wasn't very good last year. Dante Moore, maybe Julian Sand from Ohio State. We'll see. But certainly you got to think for the Browns, their defense takes a step back.
Yeah.
A big step back. Jared Verse, a very good player. He was Defensive Player of the Year 2 seasons ago. Not Defensive Player, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Right.
So very good player. But Garrett on the field commanded a ton of attention. And that freed up other players like Carson Schlesinger, who was Defensive Rookie of the Year this past year. Made life easier for Denzel Ward in the secondary. That's going to change for the Browns defense.
Yeah, and they moved him around too, right? I mean, he changed offensive schemes. One guy changed offensive schemes for teams.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that in the game this past season against the Steelers, when the Steelers were going to make sure that Garrett did not break the sack record against them. They were willing basically to lose the game, which they did, which was not throw the ball down the field, throw the ball, get rid of the ball within 2 seconds. So he changed offensive strategy. You're exactly right.
I mean, the good part about this is he's going to L.A. He's going to the Rams. The Browns don't play him. So
that's true,
at least we don't have to see him.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. They don't have to see him. And you can look at it, if we want to look at it from a positive thing, I think like long-term for the Browns, it is positive. 2 things, really. Give the guy a chance to be on a winning team. And what the Browns are doing, really, we see this year's draft, last year's draft, really good drafts, but what they need is a quarterback, and they're probably not really in that winning window, that contention window for a few more years. And by then, not that Miles will be terrible, but he'll be a little long in the tooth at that point. Not the same player that he is currently right now. So I think what the Browns are doing is they're also kind of building for their own future, which we've been saying for the last 26 years or so, too.
But,
Wait till next year, fellas.
Yeah.
The team motto, right.
Yeah.
So, Father, are you following tennis at all?
Well, I know the French Open is going on right now, but I have not been following it. I will start following it this week. It's usually 2 weeks. This is when things get good and interesting now.
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point. So, we'll have an update next week. Absolutely.
Right.
We will have seen the finals and everything. Then we'll start talking French Open in earnest.
Now, do you play tennis?
I do not, but a good friend of mine, priest of our diocese, Father Jeremy Miller, who's Father Ron, former host of the Bishop's Corner and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's a tennis player, and I take the same position he does, which is people need to play more tennis and less pickleball. I agree with Father Jeremy on this one. But I don't play tennis.
And now we're seeing, speaking of sports figures, how about Pope Leo? He still plays tennis every week.
Oh, wow.
Apparently he's a tennis player, and he has been, and it's part of his Augustinian devotion to sports and spirituality. And even with his busy papal schedule, still tries to play once a week.
Well, if Pope Leo is playing, I guess I have to take up tennis now, which, probably would be good for me, too.
Yeah, right. Gotta love it. How about on the Major League Baseball side of things, Father?
Well, I heard this, maybe it was before the weekend, maybe the weekend made things worse, but at that time the Tigers had the worst record in baseball. Couldn't believe it. Not what we expected from the Tigers this year. We'll see. I mean, we've passed Memorial Day now, so this is where, you have to start kind of thinking about what are we going to do at the trade deadline. Certainly, I'm sure they're thinking about what's going to happen with Tarek Skubal. Are they going to trade him? He needs to get healthy, probably, for them to do that, or keep him, whatever. The Tribe, the Guardians, rough weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Lost 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox. They go to New York to play the dreaded Yankees. Hopefully they can turn around a little bit. Offense has been not so great last week or two, and the bullpen had some rough games against the Red Sox. So American League is still a big mystery. Only so many teams, so I think 4 with winning records, at least as of the other day. Speaking of Pope Leo, though, he's a White Sox fan, which, just goes to show we're always, all of us, still in need of conversion. But the White Sox are one of those teams, I mean, they're right on the heels of the Guardians, the Indians. So, not what we expected to be.
Yeah, that's unusual, yeah.
NBA Finals kick off tomorrow night. Spurs versus the Knicks in San Antonio, which means what? The Salesian Sisters will be back out in force.
That's right. That's a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals.
Yeah, the Spurs Thunder final was just absolutely fabulous. Looking forward to this championship final as well. So, should be good.
Good stuff. Father Matt Frisbee, always a joy to have you on and to talk sports with you. So thank you.
Thank you. God bless.